my beautiful friends, and welcome to day 17. I am so grateful for you. I am lit up by these conversations. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to talk today about our own unique energetic frequency. So, just in the same way that we have our fingerprints that are unique to us, we have our own unique energetic frequency signature. And unfortunately, we have been living in a paradigm where there's a lot of comparison and there's a lot of belief that we should have either permission or external validation to be all of who we can be. And true empowerment comes from owning, seeing, living, celebrating the totality of us, which is the full expression of our unique energy signature. So, I have been guiding you in the last few audios through really finding that spark, that inner spark within, and that is your energetic frequency. The more that you can play with it, tune into it, explore it, be the observer of it, the more it can come to life. We unfortunately, because of the paradigm that we've been living in, have been taught to dim our light, to not accept ourselves fully, and to compare ourselves to others. There's this masculine framework of validation that we have been measuring ourselves against that is not supportive or helpful to us. And there's a new paradigm that's rising, which is more on the feminine side. And this is not about gender. This is really about energetics, where in a perfect scenario, we have a really good harmony, a really good balance of masculine and feminine. Both of them are alive within us. And when both of them have the right harmony, the right balance, the right harmony, we are living the fullness of us. So the masculine is like the container, it's like the framework that holds us. And the feminine is like the fluidity, the spirit that dances and that's alive. That's a very simplistic way of stating it. But in order for the feminine energy to be able to dance and to be able to flirt, to seduce, to come alive, it really requires the framework to support it. So starting to become aware of our own unique energy signature, that unique energy frequency, the more that we can tune into it, the more that we can amplify it, the more that we can celebrate it, the more that we can own it, the more alive, the more radiant, the more magnetic that we become in life. And everything starts to come alive. It impacts our finances, it impacts our relationships, it impacts our health, it impacts our success. Allowing this to come to life is truly the secret to living the fullest life that we can live. And we know this from all of the wise sages from all time. This concept of, just loving ourselves, it's beyond loving ourselves, but the concept of self-love is really about lighting up that fire, allowing it to turn brighter, allowing it to have a very clear energetic signature. When we are allowing narratives of shame, guilt, self-doubt, questions of worthiness to run through our mind and through our emotions, we are distorting and darkening, dimming that unique energy frequency. So it's important that, again, as the observer, we start to look for the ways in which we're doing this. This is truly the path to having full mastery and full empowerment in our lives. Finding that unique energy signature, allowing it to come more alive, looking at the ways in which we're dimming it, and reframing or clearing or healing those narratives that are preventing us from being the greatness of us. When we talk about these energetic frequencies and consciously creating through energy, the concept is that we are tuning into or aligning with the frequency of a specific emotion that we desire to experience, or a specific state of being that we desire to experience. So maybe it's wealth through money, maybe it's health through our physical body, maybe it's intimate love and relationships. or, whatever, anything else that could fit into those lists of desires. But we align with a very pure energy frequency. And the way that we do that is to access the feeling. And it requires us to have a very strong, clear, solid, energetic signature within us. Well, how do we do that? Part of it is starting to light up that fire within us. Part of it is really getting clarity about that energy signature and letting it come to life. And part of it is looking at the ways in which we distort and dim it. So, where is it that you might be functioning from stories of guilt? Guilt is regret or a judgment of wrongness of what I am doing or I have done. Where is it that we're allowing ourselves to have a story that what we have done or what we are doing is wrong, and there's a judgment of wrongness there? Again, like, this is a very deep conversation that I'm putting in a very quick audio, so there's a lot of depth to this. That might require working with the facilitator, depending on how strongly this is playing out for you. Or it might just be as simple of, now I'm anchoring in the observer. I can see where I have guilt, and I'm ready to reframe it and look at a new narrative here. The other one that is really important to observe and to call out for yourself is shame. So shame is a judgment of wrongness about who I am. So whereas guilt is about what I do or have done, shame is about who I am. It can be tied to things that I've done. So there can be guilt and shame, but shame is really about who I am. So where might you have shame about things from the past, about things from the present, and where can you begin to change that narrative? Again, that could require some really deep healing and facilitation, and I invite you to consider that if that's something that feels deep and heavy for you. All of it can be healed, and all of it can be reframed. But sometimes it's not easy to do on our own, and sometimes it is easy to do on our own. As we anchor in that observer, we can look at where we have shame and go into that contemplation, the questioning of, what else might be possible here? What other narrative might be possible here, like we've talked about? The third thing is worthiness. And worthiness is a really interesting one because it's very prevalent in our paradigm right now in reality. We measure and compete and compare. And that's the shadow side of the masculine, right? Where it's all a competition. And so because of that, it's ingrained in us to compare ourselves to others, to compare ourselves to where, what our ideal might be, and to look at where we land in all of it. And then based on how we feel about where we land, we assign worthiness to it. I'm worthy here. I'm not worthy here. I see that something has worked out for somebody else that isn't working out for me. So then now I'm questioning my worthiness. If it happened for them and not for me, why, where am I lacking the worthiness? So it's really, really helpful to look at where we have stories of worthiness that are playing out. Pull them out of you, just like we did with the fear. Pull them out of you, put them on the table, put them in front of you. Who are you without that? Who are you without the shame? Really go into contemplation here, like pull it out of you. Imagine you're pulling the shame out from within you and you're putting it on a table in front of you. Who am I without that? Same with the guilt. Pull it out, put it in front of you. Okay, well, who am I without that guilt? And the worthiness. Okay, pull it out, put it on a table in front of you. Who am I without that worthiness? Without that question of worthiness? Interesting. Noticing who you are without it. Can you feel your energy without it? And it doesn't mean that by mentally putting it on a table in front of you, you're getting rid of it, but it allows you to start the contemplation and the exploration of who you might be without it. And that contemplation is profound because now you can begin to activate the true essence of you without the distortions, without the dimming, without that heaviness. Again, this may or may not be something that you can do on your own. So just really want to have a lot of compassion for yourself, depending on what you're navigating. But it can be the beginning of a really profound transformation if you're willing to look at who you are without it. Sometimes the stories are so stuck and so ingrained and so feel like so big and so real that we can't see a way to pull them out from within us. So, again, just have a lot of compassion for yourself and play with this today. Play with pulling out the narratives. First of all, we notice the narratives as the observer, and we pull them out, put them on the table in front of us, and contemplate, who am I without this? Who am I without this? Begin to turn up the frequency of you. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. If there's any way that I can support you, please reach out, and I will talk to you tomorrow.